Hey everyone, Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com. Welcome to NoDQ Live. Thank you for tuning in live or watching on demand on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. So we have a card now for Survivor Series. Smackdown just ended. The go-home show was amazing. Really strong Smackdown Live this week, in my opinion. Ending segment I thought was awesome. Not perfect though, and I will give my thoughts on it in a moment here. I would like to welcome everyone in the live chat for tuning in tonight. Please spread the word, share this video on social media. Diego says, greetings from Peru. So we got people in Peru. Yes, the bathroom door is closed tonight. RIP toilet push. Smackdown was pretty sick, says Hired Help. Tom says, hey Aaron. Dominic says, I'm not watching 205 Live. That's right. I am not watching Kalisto's birthday celebration. Kalisto blocked me, so he gets no happy birthday message. Screw Kalisto. Anyways, let's talk about Survivor Series. I am really stoked for this pay-per-view. I am more excited for this pay-per-view than NXT TakeOver War Games. Some of you out there might not agree with me. It's a little bit of a controversial thing. For the first time in a long time, I feel like the main roster show is more intriguing than the NXT show. This is how it should always be, by the way. The main show, the main roster show, should always be the show that delivers and is more anticipated, has more hype, all that stuff, than NXT. For once, WWE has done that. The hype machine has been complete. WWE did it correctly this time. And I'm very excited for this pay-per-view. So, let's talk about the main segment, which was the New Day going against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I thought that this was a very solid main event match. Very entertaining. I like the beginning segment. Oh, and by the way, Caleb, happy birthday to Caleb, who has been a Super Chat donator. I will acknowledge his birthday, not Kalisto's. Anyways, yeah, Justin says Kalisto is messing with the YouTube stream. I agree with that, Justin. 100%. Aaron Rift for Senator. Aaron Rift for Senator, I like that, and I have no skeletons in the closet. I keep my bathroom door closed. Vote for me for Senate. But anyways, the beginning of SmackDown Live, we had Shane McMahon giving the big pep talk to the SmackDown Live roster. And you had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the background, all disgusted and unimpressed with the situation. And then in the main event, you had New Day versus Owens and Zayn. You had the Shield come out as expected. This was something that was common knowledge. In fact, a spoiler photo leaked online earlier today. Some of you might have seen that on NoDQ.com. You had the Shield come out. You had the Bar come out. And then you had the rest of the Raw locker room invade SmackDown. You had the women from Raw take out the women from SmackDown. You had complete carnage. You had Shane McMahon get beat up by the Shield. The Shield did the triple power bomb. You had Kurt Angle hit the Angle slam. And then, just for good measure, you had another triple threat power bomb by the Shield. Hot Wheels says, I liked the Raw/Shield t-shirts. I've seen a lot of negative feedback on that. I think some people thought it was too goofy, too hokey. I thought the ending was great. I thought it was really well done. Cooksy97 thought it was predictable. Yeah, it was a bit predictable. Here's my one criticism of the segment. Wouldn't SmackDown Live be prepared for this? This is the last show until the pay-per-view. SmackDown, you would think they would be ready for a Raw attack. Oh, by the way, Ambrose Long just left $5 as a donation. Hey Aaron, thank you for always being my go-to wrestling news site. Here's to 19 more years of NoDQ. Can you do your best Reigns? Ooh, ah. There, I just did it. So my one critique of the segment, no John Cena and no Randy Orton. At least I did not notice Randy Orton. And no AJ. AJ was not there, although AJ's fighting Brock Lesnar now. Why did SmackDown Live not be prepared for this? To me, that was the one real logic hole in this segment. And where was John Cena? I was watching this segment and I was getting flashbacks to 2001, the Invasion, right before the pay-per-view when Stone Cold came out at the very end and cleaned house. This would have been the great opportunity to bring back John Cena, have him get a huge pop and clean house. I would have liked to have seen it be a little bit more 50-50. And Jeffrey just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Keep up the good work, he says. Thank you, Jeffrey. Much appreciated. And you guys can check out his predictions video on the NoDQ.com channel. You can send in a super chat donation if you want. Totally optional. I'm not asking anybody for it. There's a $sign at the bottom of the chat. I think it would have been better if John Cena came out and then Cena helped clean house and then the fight just kind of kept going on and the show went off the air at that point. I think with Raw dominating as strongly as they did at the end, I thought that made Survivor Series a little bit too predictable in my opinion. Trial and Error today just sent in a $2 super chat donation. SmackDown winning this Sunday after Raw invaded? ? Yeah, that's the thing. And we got another one here from Offman Rules, a $5 super chat donation. Thank you very much, you guys, for the Trial and Error donation and Offman Rules. Much appreciated. I think that SmackDown Live is going to win. I thought this before the angle. I thought that the most likely scenario for Survivor Series is Jason Jordan costs Team Raw, and Team Raw somehow loses because of that. But now that Raw dominated this last show, the go-home show, you know, that typical booking pattern, the entity that is most dominant on the final show before the pay-per-view usually loses. And you got John Cena coming back. Like I said, I think John Cena will... And think about this. Raw dominated without Triple H there. That's the other thing. So I would have liked to have seen John Cena come out and maybe make it a little bit more even, 50-50. So that way, it's not so clear who's going to win. You know, looking at it from the reverse psychology standpoint, where the team that's dominant on the last show is the team that's going to lose. Maybe for your casual fans out there, they think that it could go either way, but it just feels like now Raw's going to lose on Sunday. Michael London just left a $5 super chat donation. Shout out to the NoDQ family, following since episode number 1. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Michael, for the super chat donation. Glad you guys are enjoying the videos. And, Shereel says, first time live. Hey Aaron, I'm a big fan. Thank you for tuning in. Glad you could watch the live video. Kayfabe Candy Ass says, what casual fans? Yeah, that's a very good point. There's not a lot of them left at this time. Kristen says, will Carmella cash in on Sunday? That's a possibility. I mean, that's definitely something that people have speculated about, that Carmella might swerve everybody and cash in on the Raw Championship and cash in on Alexa Bliss. I would not rule that out, but again, I'll talk more about that when we do the No DQ panel predictions coming up in the next day or so. A lot of people wondering who the 5th member is. From my understanding, on SmackDown, Natalya and Charlotte are just swapping positions. And that sounded very dirty. Charlotte is going to be facing Alexa Bliss, obviously. And then Natalya is going to take Charlotte's spot in the 5-on-5 match at the pay-per-view. Will Jinder Mahal screw AJ? That's an interesting theory right there. I like that. And Jonathan says that's a possibility. LOL, of course it is. Great insight, LOL. Yeah, everything's a possibility. But keep in mind, this is WWE. They change booking plans sometimes the day of the show. So, you know, predicting this stuff, it's not like it's a science or anything. Walter Cruz says, he said nothing. He just left a $5 super chat donation. Thank you very much, Walter. Much appreciated. I know I'm just showing the super chat, but next Tuesday will be the day before my birthday. Just throwing it out there. So I'm not trying to get super chat donations, but maybe I am. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, most of you will know on Facebook or whatever. So I will be doing a video on Tuesday, maybe even on my birthday Wednesday. Actually, no, I got plans on Wednesday. But anyways, back to the video here. People speculating about Paige maybe being on SmackDown. From my understanding, she's going to be on Raw now. I mean, it's going back and forth. I think it's probably going to be Paige coming back on Raw, maybe after Survivor Series. WWE, I guess, decided to hold off on bringing her back. She was backstage at Raw, so I'm assuming she's going to be on the Raw brand as she was before she took her hiatus from WWE. So let's talk about the segment with Charlotte winning the women's title. I thought that was a really good match, great crowd heat, and oh wait, another super chat donation from Richard. Survivor Series should be good with all this hype. Thank you very much, Richard, for the super chat donation. Much appreciated. Not my birthday yet, but thank you nonetheless. It's next week, next Wednesday. But I will be doing a video Tuesday night after SmackDown Live on the eve of becoming a very old person. Anyways, I thought it was a great match. I'm glad Charlotte won. I think that was the right decision. I think Alexa Bliss and Charlotte is a more appealing match for the pay-per-view. And it's nice that somebody actually wins in their hometown. It seems far too often the hometown hero. I'm almost 70, Booger Man 123. I'm really old. Anthony says, open the bathroom door. I was happy. I was happy that a hometown person won in the hometown. And then to top it off, Ric Flair came out at the end. And a really cool segment. Flair's in tears as usual, but you can't help yourself but to cry, not to cry when you see that happen. That was a really cool segment for Ric Flair and Charlotte to embrace there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Kayfabe Candy Ass says the losing in your hometown gimmick is too played out. What happened with Sister Abigail? From what I heard, Sister Abigail is wherever Riff Aronson is right now, somewhere in the outer reaches of Damien Demento's mind, somewhere out there in parts unknown. Nathan says, are you going to War Games? Or are you going to see War Games? I will be watching War Games, not attending it. I live nowhere near Houston. Joshua says, am I excited for War Games? Yeah, I am excited. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still looking forward to the show. I think it's going to be really good. But I'm not looking forward to it like the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Now, with that being said, Kayfabe Candy Ass says, does Jeff Meacham still hate Damien Demento? I think the better question is, does Damien Demento still hate NoDQ.com? Because apparently he didn't like the fact that we called him jobbers. I don't know. Or called him a jobber. Jobber, singular, not plural, Aaron. Respect or resurrect Riff Aronson. I thought he said respect Riff Aronson. No, we're not respecting Riff Aronson, and no, we're not resurrecting him. He is 6 feet or 7 feet under, whatever. Offman Rules just left another $5 super chat donation. Carmella cashes in on Alexa just to be fed to Asuka. Your thoughts? I could see that happening. I mean, that would actually be a really logical thing to do. I mean, Carmella, let's face it, she's not going to be the focal point of the division. Yeah, that could possibly happen. Maybe Carmella cashes in and goes to Raw, and then she's the one that loses to Alexa, rather than having Alexa Bliss. I mean, Alexa Bliss is doing great. She's like the hottest act in the company right now. At least in the women's division. Maybe arguably in the entire company. I mean, she's doing great for herself right now. She's cutting some of the best promos in the company. She's having a great year. So it really makes no sense for Alexa to just be fed to Asuka. You know, Carmella goes to Raw, gets fed to Asuka, and then you can do Asuka versus Alexa at WrestleMania. That might be an interesting concept. Yeah, as Joe would say, Charlotte versus Bliss is another upgrade for Survivor Series. Totally agree on that. And Based Ash says, watch Survivor Series will not be as good as War Games. That could very well happen. I mean, the thing is about all of the... DJ Whitey says, what kind of car do you drive? I drive a Toyota Corolla. So, you know, it's a very good model of a car. And I had a previous Toyota Corolla, and I had it for almost 20 years. Well, not 20 years. What am I thinking? 2001, 15 years. And then I got a new car when I moved up here to Portland, Oregon. But anyways, back to get back to the topics here about, let's see here, viewership at over 180, aim for 200. Well, that's up to you guys. You gotta spread the word here. But anyways, what I was saying about the pay-per-views, I think that Survivor Series, with all the hype, now there's so many expectations for this pay-per-view. Everyone's expecting it to be a tremendous pay-per-view. And I think the hype is so much now that, you know, I don't know if they can live up to it. My fear is that the booking is going to be terrible. They're going to do a whole bunch of stupid booking decisions on this show, and it's going to make no sense. It's going to be a big train wreck. That's what I'm fearing. You know, NXT is very consistent. NXT is always a great show, even if the hype isn't all that spectacular. Nathan Washington says, you like Portland more than California? Everything but the cold weather. I mean, I do miss the warm weather, but I don't miss the hot weather in Los Angeles. I don't like the really cold weather, though. So I like 60, 70 degrees. But anyways, scenic-wise, Portland's way better. Oregon's way better than California. Looking at some of the other comments here. Who will get the final pin in Raw versus SmackDown? That I'm not really sure. I need to think about that. You know, we're doing the predictions video, so I will definitely come up with a theory for that. You know, somebody's saying, oh, you're just saying that all this stuff might happen or might not happen. Yeah, I really don't know. It is just an educated guess with all this stuff. And I'm often wrong with the predictions anyways. Keep in mind, WWE sometimes changes plans the day of the show. And you might think they're going in one direction, and then Vince can all of a sudden change his mind and take things in a different direction. Wrestling is not like some kind of complicated novel where they're trying to make everything make sense. It's wrestling. They book on the fly. I wish they would put more logic into storylines, even if it meant things being a bit predictable. But WWE, you know, the way they've been doing business, they just book on the fly, and they have a general idea of where they're going, but sometimes they change things up, and you never quite know. That's why I think it's so silly betting on wrestling. You know, people do that, but you really don't know for sure. You can only make educated guesses. And those, even if something makes sense, it could always change. Michael London says, is that a Pro Wrestling Crate t-shirt? Yes, it is. It is a Demolition shirt. One of my favorites from the Pro Wrestling Crate. When are you and Jeff moving in together? I am perfectly happy living here by myself, with all due respect to Jeff. He's a great guy, one of my best friends, but I like having my own privacy here, so that's not happening. I'm sure that was a joke question anyways. You guys are trolling me with some of these questions and some of the bathroom door comments. Yes, I did shut the bathroom door. Thank you very much. Paige is obviously the last team member of SmackDown. I don't think so, but, you know, anything could happen. Maybe she will be, but I believe she's going to be on Raw, and it appears to me that Natalya is replacing Charlotte, and they're just swapping roles. Why did the Usos come out before the Bar? That I really have no idea. I'm not sure why they did that in particular. Where's your cat? The cat is somewhere around here. Maybe they'll make a cameo appearance. I'm not sure. Anthony, what team did Lawrence Taylor play for again? The Braves? Ha ha ha, Anthony. Very funny. He played for the New York Giants. Now I remember it. By the way, you guys should definitely check out the NoDQ Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We got another tournament match coming up, and I think you guys will enjoy it very much. Dominic says he just ordered 2 NoDQ.com t-shirts. That's awesome. Thank you, Dominic. Much appreciated. If you use the code SAVE5, you can get 5% off at Pro Wrestling Tees. We have a whole bunch of NoDQ designs on there. We have a Wrestling Trivia Challenge t-shirt on there. I have a couple really good guys set for the trivia tournament. So Jeff Meacham's going to have his work cut out for him. I have better guys than before, with all due respect to the previous contestants. I mean, the contestants for this mini tournament are some of the best trivia guys that I know of. So yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com, grab a NoDQ.com t-shirt, and you know, if you want to wait, Black Friday is coming up, and Pro Wrestling Tees always has a huge sale on everything in their store. So if you want to pick up some NoDQ.com t-shirts, Black Friday would be a great opportunity. Is Neville coming back soon? Asks Tomas. From what I've heard, he will be back, possibly. I think WWE's trying to... Wait a minute. Keith Balor said Neville is back. Is he back? Or are you BSing me? I'm not watching 205 Live, so I have no idea what's going on. I might just be being trolled on here. Jose says your video is lagging. I think that if it's lagging for you guys, if you watch it back on demand, it should be fine. I looked back on last night's video and nothing was lagging, so it might just be the live feed. Is Neville really back? Because I'm not sure if you guys are trolling me or not. Now I have to take a break from the action here and wait a minute. I need to check out something here. So everyone's saying Neville's back. So, great. Now I'm getting competition. They're sabotaging NoDQ Live. No, Mustafa Ali. Where's Neville? I'm looking on the WWE feed. Where did Neville come back? You guys are trolling me. Yep, I think you guys just trolled me. Unless I'm missing something. Wow, I'm being trolled here. Live on NoDQ Live. Unless I missed something here. But I'm looking at all the comments here on WWE's Twitter feed. I don't see anything about Neville. So I think you guys are just... okay, Neville attacking Daniel Bryan. Okay, you guys got me. You got me. Very good. I'm being trolled big time here. Keep in mind, folks, that like half of the people in here are from NoDQforums.com, so they're all trolling. Kayfabe Candy Ass says your Instagram is a quality follow for nature. Well, thank you, Kayfabe. I appreciate that. And I like your Instagram account as well with all the music clips. Very cool stuff. You guys should definitely follow Kayfabe Candy Ass on social media. He's a very entertaining guy. Very talented guy also. So check out his stuff and follow his columns on NoDQ.com. Virtue has a good shirt. You're darn right he does. You can buy it on ProWrestlingTees.com. Alright, where's TJS? I think we're going to need to start banning some people that are overly trolling because it's confusing me now and it's taking away from the video. With all due respect, I like the trolling, but it's getting a little bit too much in here. So TJS, warn some people. If people are trolling and making up stuff in the chat room, delete the messages and warn them first. I mean, you don't have to outright ban them, but maybe give them a small warning or whatever. Yeah, time them out. That's the good thing to do. Just time out anybody that's posting the fake news, as Donald Trump might say. Who do you think is the hottest diva? Probably Alexa Bliss, quite honestly. I would say she's the most attractive, in my own personal opinion. When will Jinder retire? Whenever he wants. I don't think he's retiring anytime soon. I really don't care about the Fiesta, so I guess Enzo crashed it. I believe that, but I really don't care. I really don't care about 205 Live at this point. I'm like, eh. But if Neville does come back, maybe I'll watch again. Maybe if Austin Aries comes back. You know, I feel like if Austin Aries comes back, he should be on the main roster with everybody else, and maybe Neville too. You know, it just seems like Aries had a ceiling, and he was only going to go so far. So I think that's what was frustrating about it. What's the latest on James Ellsworth? Great question. I mean, based off of last week's SmackDown, that definitely felt like a write-off for him. Like they were sending off his character, and that was going to be the end of his character. But not necessarily. WWE might keep him around. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe they'll keep him around. Who knows? I don't really see the need to keep him around at this point. I feel like it's been played out for the longest time now. I felt like a year ago should have been the end of the James Ellsworth run. I'm happy for him, though. I'm happy he He's been able to live out his dream and work in WWE, and it's lasted longer than a lot of people expected. I think he definitely lasted longer than a Colin Delaney or one of those guys. And he had some entertaining moments, and maybe even some entertaining moments with Carmella, but I felt like it just went on for way too long. No Chin music will live on. Who do you think will be the sole survivor? Again, I really don't know right now. I need to think about it. I've had my different theories. Like, I think Triple H and John Cena are going to get eliminated early. I did mention this before. Maybe not Cena, but I could see Triple H being the first one out, perhaps, by Bobby Roode or Nakamura. I could see Triple H putting over one of his NXT guys. Maybe John Cena puts over Samoa Joe or Finn Balor. Maybe I'm just smoking crack here, and maybe this is just a pipe dream. But I think Cena and Triple H should be eliminated first, so the new guys can be showcased and the new guys can be the focal point, rather than have the older guys in the limelight as usual. I think you should use this match to elevate the new guys. Joe, Balor, Roode, Nakamura. These guys should be the stars of the match. Not Cena, not Triple H, not even Orton, and maybe not even Kurt Angle, and certainly not Shane McMahon. I think the final four should be Roode, Nakamura, Joe, and Balor, and Strowman. Let me not forget about Braun Strowman. Those are the five guys that the match should be built around, in my opinion. But would not surprise me if Cena and Triple H are there at the end and it's down to Cena, Triple H, Angle, Shane, or something like that. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. But if it was me doing it, I'd shock the world and have Triple H and Cena out first at the hands of one of the new guys that were recently called up from NXT. I don't think Jinder Mahal's having a match, but as somebody else mentioned earlier, I could see Jinder Mahal interfering in the Lesnar Styles match and costing Styles the match. I could definitely see that happening. I think Lesnar's winning, but I'll give my final prediction very shortly when we do the predictions video. I think Lesnar's winning though, and I could very well see Mahal costing Styles the match. Michael says, is Randy Orton the best Survivor Series performer ever? Well, he's in storyline. You could argue that, definitely, because Randy Orton has been the sole survivor on multiple occasions, and he's almost like the MVP of Survivor Series in the storyline. Braden, is the predictions video tonight? No, because my voice is almost gone right now, so there's pretty much no way I can pull that off. The plan is to get it up late tomorrow night. Should be up very shortly. Oh, I guess the cat made a cameo in the video. I must have missed it. Ronnie Rage TV says, where can I buy a shirt? ProWrestlingTees.com, search NoDQ, use the code SAVE5 to get 5% off, or wait until Black Friday and there'll probably be a better sale. Actually, I'm almost sure there's a better sale. TJS says, what's in your fridge? Okay, now we're getting some trolling comments from my own moderator. What's in my fridge? I think I have pickles and some Caesar salad, and what else do I have in there? Not a whole lot, believe it or not. I don't eat at home that often, to be perfectly honest with you. When you're self-employed, you tend to like to get out of the house every now and then. So I'm not really a stay at home and eat at the house type of person. I have pickle breath. Yeah, I probably do, actually. Love the Bobby Heenan poster. Yeah, that was also from Pro Wrestling Crate, the Bobby Heenan autograph photo in the back, and you get those also. Yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees usually has like a 15 or 25% off, something like that. It might be 15%, but if you guys are really tight for money, then wait until Black Friday and then pick up a bunch of NoDQ.com t-shirts for the holidays. Daniel B., where's your favorite place to eat in Portland? Well, I'm lame, so I would probably say Burgerville, which is a hamburger chain up here. I like that place. They have a couple of good places here, but the food is actually better in downtown Los Angeles and in LA in general. That's the one negative. You know, I'm not like one of those, I'm not vegan like Austin Aries. And I think Voodoo Donuts is overrated. But Burgerville is actually pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit more Yeah, I think the food in general in Los Angeles is a lot better. I'm not vegan or even vegetarian, so you know I like my burgers and pizza and all that stuff. So yeah, I do like LA food better, but Portland's got some good places too. Talk about Triple H versus Jinder Mahal. Triple H versus Jinder Mahal. So that's really interesting. So basically, WWE had 2 shows booked for India, and now it's only 1 show. They canceled the first show, and there's only the Saturday show, which is now being billed as a super show. So we have Jinder Mahal versus Triple H, and there's still a lot of tickets left for this so-called super show. ZR says, is Burgerville like In-N-Out? Yeah, they're very similar. But, okay, now you guys are asking too many questions. Do you have high cholesterol? No, I do not. I actually got medically tested recently, and I'm in very good health. So thank you very much for your concern. Why did you move to Portland? Because I wanted to go somewhere awesome, so I moved to Portland. If you guys want to ask me personal questions, you can ask me on Twitter. Let's try to stick to the wrestling stuff here. One of these days I might do like a live stream, and we can talk about other things besides wrestling, but I want to try to stick to wrestling on NoDQ Live. So yeah, to sum it up, the India show, there's only 1 show now, and they still have a ton of tickets left from what I could tell on their website. Walter Cruz just sent a $2 donation. Will Kane interfere and get Braun Strowman counted out? That I could see happening. I mean, I mentioned this, I think, last night or last week. I could see interference. I mean, this might be an interference-heavy show at Survivor Series. ZR says, I agree. I plan to visit Portland in April. You should visit Portland in the summer so you can avoid the rain. Just my advice. But yeah, I think we're going to see some interference at the pay-per-view. I think Kane could possibly cost Strowman. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could possibly get involved and cause some eliminations on the SmackDown side. And then, of course, Jason Jordan. I could see Jason Jordan being the final factor in costing Team Raw the match and going heel. I could definitely see that happening. Do you think we will see a clean sweep victory at Survivor Series? No, I don't think that is going to happen. I think both matches are going to be very back and forth. And it might come down to 1 survivor on each team. I could see that happening. I don't think it's going to be a situation where 1 team completely dominates the other. That I don't think is going to happen. Dominic says, I deserve 100,000 subs. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's awesome. You guys can help spread the word. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter. Tell a friend. If you go to a wrestling show with somebody, tell them about NoDQ Video and NoDQ Live and the entire channel for that matter. A NoDQ Virtue, our own Virtue, says maybe they are finally building Charlotte up for Rousey. Makes sense to me. I mean, now's the time to start pulling the trigger with Charlotte and booking her as strong as possible. Do you see Asuka eliminating the whole women's team? No, I don't think that's going to happen. Again, I think it will be everyone, or as many people as possible, will be protected as possible. So I don't think any one person's going to dominate either elimination match. But again, I will talk more about this with the rest of the NoDQ panel when we do our predictions video. Looking at some of the other comments here. Could you see Seth Rollins next in line for the IC title? Perhaps, but you know, I could see Dean Ambrose also going heel on Seth Rollins at some point and maybe doing a match at WrestleMania. I don't think New Day is breaking up Tic-Tat-Tat. I don't think that's going to happen, even though I think the act is stale. I think WWE is going to keep them as a team for the foreseeable future. Although it was interesting because they were making fun of the Shield for breaking up. Maybe was that a little foreshadowing? Maybe New Day will break up and have a triple threat at WrestleMania. I'd like to see it happen personally, but I have a feeling it's not going to happen. People requesting Big Vito. You know, maybe we'll have Big Vito on another video if there's the demand for it. Maybe we could have him on for a predictions video or a review video or some kind of video. We can do another pop with him. Definitely would love to have Big Vito back on. So leave a comment if you would like to see him back on another video. Trying to think about any other SmackDown topics. What are your thoughts on the Ultimate Warrior's brothers claim? You know what? That's just one person's claim, and I don't know if it's all that accurate. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going on behind closed doors? In general, I think the whole Warrior thing has been really overdone by WWE. You know, the Warrior wanted the initial Hall of Fame induction to be for guys that were in the wrestling business that were not recognized. I think his name was Jimmy Miranda. They wanted to have the Jimmy Miranda Award. And WWE turned it into something totally different. And, you know, despite what WWE has said about the Warrior and doing the Warrior Award and trying to make him out to be like this all-time great superhero. Yeah, the character was great, but the person, I mean, despite everything and all the hype and pop and circumstance, you know, this isn't Randy Savage, but the Ultimate Warrior, all this stuff being said about him, you know, I think people are forgetting about all the very negative things that the Warrior said. You know, it's good that the Warrior made amends with people and buried the hatchet with Hulk Hogan and all that. You know, that's fine, but, you know, the Warrior still was a very controversial figure in his life. So, you know, I don't know what's going on with his wife and, you know, if those accusations about her are true. I mean, it's just one person's claim. And who knows if it's true or not. So, you know, that's really all I have to say about it. I think WWE shouldn't really be idolizing the Warrior as much as they do. I think the Hall of Fame induction was nice and all, but I think it should have been left at that. So that's basically my opinion. No, I'm not excited about the Bludgeon Brothers. I really have no interest. I don't have high hopes for this gimmick at all. Do you think Gable and Benjamin are starting to get stale? Well, the problem is that Gable is a very good wrestler, but he just doesn't really stand out at this point. And Shelton Benjamin's a good hand, but you know, it's not like they're really standing out right now. And part of that is because there's so many other things going on with Survivor Series that it's really hard to stand out right now. I'm just sad there was not a lot of Rusev, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no Aiden English tonight. That upset me. I took offense to that. I want to see Rusev and Aiden English focused on SmackDown Live every single week. Every day should be Rusev Day, and I want to see Rusev and Aiden English out there. I want to hear Aiden English sing. I want to see Rusev smile and dance around. That stuff entertains me, so I want to see more of that. No Fashion Police. I don't care about the Fashion Police. I just want more Rusev and Aiden English. So I'm hoping that after Survivor Series, we get more of those guys, Aiden English and Russo. I said it again. Wow. Rusev. Imagine Vince Russo being the manager for Rusev. Russo and Rusev. That would be awesome. Oh boy, we got the Facebook spam accounts coming into YouTube now. Awesome adult site for free dating. Check my profile for the link. Virtue, block that guy or girl, or yeah, probably a guy. Or TJS, one of you guys. On that note, I think we'll wrap this thing up, you know, before too many of the spam accounts take over the chat here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated. I got a treat for you guys coming up. Sunday night, I will be in California with good old JM Jeff Meacham, and we will be doing a live NoDQ video. Jeff Meacham and I will be reviewing Survivor Series immediately after the show. We will be going live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. So me and Jeff Meacham, that is the plan right now, unless something happens last minute. Jeff and I are going to do a live video. So check that out. Stay tuned. NoDQ.com. Tyler Joseph Smith, are you flying out? No, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk to Los Angeles. So I better get a head start right now and start walking to LA. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Special thank you to everyone that left the Super Chat donations. And I will see you guys on Sunday. But before that, we'll have the predictions on NoDQ.com. We will have perhaps a NoDQ video, and then we will have NoDQ live. So stay tuned. Check out NoDQ.com for the very latest, and I will see you guys next time for more. How do I end this thing? I do not see a button to end this thing, so maybe I'm stuck. Maybe we have to keep going with this. NoDQ. How do you end this? Wait a minute. Yes, end.